Looks like both players are ready, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Good luck and have fun, y'all. 673. So that out of the woods. Let's look at the square over. He flew too close to the sun. There it is. Portal will take game number 1. GG's. Oh, doesn't get the S over. And that's it. Dangler doesn't hit the 5 top of the bar. Next one doesn't go either, and Dangler is done at 868, which means Portal is good for game number 3 and the set. GG's.
Iball on the left, Knight on the right, and a couple of readies. Let's get this match started. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Away we go. So far, so good. Let me know if the music is too loud, too quiet, if the microphone is too hot, too cold. We have a good luck from Iball. Apologies, I forgot to communicate that tonight earlier. Oh, a little bit of early traffic for Knight. Not even playing DAS, but the DAS headshake is alive and well. There's a good center well Tetris though from Knight. 53,000. 15 lines versus 68,000 Iball. Actually now also going to be a little bit of a dig unless Iball decides to maybe build. Nope, never mind. It's just going to be a straight up dig for a little bit here. So this slowdown is going to give Knight the opportunity to get the lead with that Tetris. 100,000, 76,000, so a 1 Tetris lead here as Iball is now cleaned up. Man, I wish when I was playing I could get out of these things as efficiently as these players, man. That's why they're there and I'm here. Good square tuck set up in a square with a Tetris right behind it for Iball. Another Tetris for Knight to go to 150, so it's pretty close here. And the lines are basically equivalent, so yeah, just a small lead here, about a quarter of a Tetris for Knight. Oh, look at this. Oh, I thought Knight was going to build for a dirty. I'm going to go ahead and just try to keep it low and clean though. Obviously, both these players are rollers. And it's not to say that 18 early tops don't happen, but it's a little more rare, we'll just say. So maybe I get a little less panicked than like watching Jonas Cup or CTWC DAS, where when you're all the way up at the top of the board, you don't have much room to work with. But yeah, rolling kind of affords the players to maybe stack a little higher and not being quite as much danger. Obviously, it still is Tetris, so you still got to be careful. Well, these players have been playing careful, not letting the board get too high before just going ahead and taking the burns. 285 to 294. Line 69 for Knight. Hey now. Oh man, I don't have my hey now counter on this scene. All right, we'll have to get that set up either between matches here or next time. We could just informally keep track of the hey nows. It's currently at 1. 340,000 to 330. Only 3 lines separating these two, so it's pretty close. I'd say Iball right now has the pace lead, and actually now the real-time lead as well. We are over halfway to the first transition. I love this new scene, by the way. I don't know if Adam's probably not checking it out, but man, it looks really good. I mean, the old scene looked pretty good too, but like this new refresh scene is, we'll just call it dapper. It's a very dapper scene. I like the new font a lot, especially. 432,000 to 421 for Iball. As we are approaching the turn. Less than 10 lines for line 100. Both these players on pace easily for 500 or mid 500k. which I know shouldn't really impress me at this point. Like, you know, I've watched a fair bit of Division 1, but it's still impressive. Getting 500k is, generally speaking, just still, like, you know, a benchmark. These players just make it look easy, but it's anything but. 500,000 right now for Knight, has a couple of burns to make, and now a L dependency, which does get the L. 504,000, 113 lines in. There's a Tetris for Iball, who's at 106 lines at 516. So both these players actually potentially on pace for a 600k transition, although Knight now in a little bit of trouble. There's a couple of holes on the board. Column 2 and column 6 gets one of the holes uncovered, but we'll have a little ways to go. We're going to try to build right on top, maybe? Oh my gosh, what a risky build here. Center well Tetris, this would be 7 off the bottom, but pieces are not coming. Covers the well just as the bar does come. Still trying to maintain it, does get the dirty Tetris into level 19, 560, Iball at 585. Good T-tuck there, holding up for the long bar, does get the long bar, 608, still 6 lines away from transition. Oh no. Knight's board starting to climb way up here, needing a long bar, does get the long bar, uncovers the well, still has a hole there, column 2. Finally built on top, now ready for a Tetris row 2. And Iball transitions in at 617, so already in the lead, but like a full level, 2 levels behind. So Iball with maybe about a 2 Tetris lead right now. And Knight is happy to just continue to score Tetrises, 1 off the bottom. Set up a T-spin, did not get the T. Does get the Tetris there though. It introduces another hole, column 6. Gets it uncovered. Gonna build for center well? Yes, gonna build for center well. Wrong pieces though. Has to cover it. Gonna have to do some more burning. 694, 725 for Iball. Iball clean. And just holding out for that long bar. Does get the Tetris. 752 to 697. Center well. Starting to get pretty high up for Knight. Doing some good burns there to maintain it. And there it is. 732, 754. Iball currently level 22 versus 24 for Knight. Knight sticking with this column 6, 2 off, or 1, yeah, 2 off the bottom. Once again, theme of the game so far for Knight, covering the well as the long bar comes, but still managing to tread enough water here. Oh, the long bar comes too soon again. Oh my goodness, trying to set up for another dirty on top of a dirty. Gonna just bring this down. Currently at 757, does finally get it uncovered, and there's a Tetris. Level 26, 700, now 800,000 to 928 for Iball. Iball has been relatively clean, taking some burns here and there, but has definitely been the more efficient player so far in this post. 759, 835. Knight building for another center well. Iball holding out, does get a long bar, but only worth some skims there. Now set up for the Tetris. Board over about halfway up there, but does get the Tetris. 996 on the verge of a max out here in level 25. Level 28 for Knight. There's a Tetris for Knight. 917 in the level 28. So way ahead in lines. Will probably be just shy of a max going in. Yep, 950 into the kill screen. Transition number 2. Iball getting another Tetris to go to 1.1 million into 27. 965 for Knight, who's in level 30 speeds, does get Tetris there. We'll have to clean up a little bit here, keeping the board low. Iball looking to get 1 more Tetris, 2 more Tetrises maybe, possibly 3, but the bar is not coming. There's 1. There's 2, 1.1, and Knight will not survive. Level 31 will top out at just a little over a max, so Iball now into level 30 has enough to secure game number 1. 1-0, GG's. Yeah, the poor bar timing Knight. I felt so bad watching him. Like, oh my goodness. Every time you cover, there would be a bar. Center Wells in a nutshell, says Wallbant. Pines cutely saying GG. Oh my goodness. Iball taking a little bit of a mullen here. At 1.3, so this is going to be... Yeah, you know, it's an alright game. Not bad. Oh my gosh. One off the bottom setup. Oh! Alright. Nice, nice. Oh, okay, the hangs shouldn't happen on the left side here for Iball, but 1.428. And yeah, still alive. Let's find out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. CTWC Montreal did happen, and then Tristop won. Ha! Oh my gosh. Go figure. Such a classically American thing to do. Oh my gosh. We'll try to avoid the politics here in this chat, but yeah, that's pretty funny. 68,000, 23,000 Knight already in a little bit of trouble here as she's trying to bring the stack back down. Oh no, this is, oh gosh, hangs the square and that is it, Knight! Tops out at 25,000. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I know it's the beginning of the season, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do here, which is in this case, promote the Matcherino. Do the exclamation point Matcherino command if you want to donate to the prize pool and help, I guess, contribute to rewarding our best of the best here in, I think, Division 1. We might actually have a little bit of a prize pool for, I believe, maybe some of the other divisions. Don't hold me to that. I need to go refresh and look at the thing. I think there was an announcement around that though, so I'm not sure. Or maybe it was just a suggestion. Pay no attention to this guy. Anyways, there's a Matcherino command. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I think that's the most important thing because we don't take any of the cut from the Matcherino. When I say we, I mean CTL organization. It's all goes straight to the players, so it is quite literally all about the players. Knight in a little bit of trouble, 98,000. Does have a dirty setup here. There's a long bar, Tetris. Very expressive here with the gameplay. 163,000 for Iball, 146 for Knight at 69% Tetris rate. T-spin, nailed it. Oh man, I'll tell you what, we had the golden Tugi spin yesterday or this past weekend, where Tugi tried to hit a spin and got a Tugi spin. I mean, like, that's about as meta as you can get. Tugi doing Tugi spins, yeah. But for real, Tugi's so good. It was really good to see Tugi do very well in the CTWC DAS. 231 for Iball, speaking of doing very well. 254 now. 216 for Knight, who's all cleaned up. Knight gonna try to set up dirty here. Yeah, 1 too soon. There we go. Hey, a bar timing that worked. What do you know? And there's another Tetris for Knight, as she is at 285 and 300,000 for Iball. So about almost 2 Tetris lead for Iball. I'm liking these overhangs here. Oh, longbar dependency now though. Pieces didn't quite work out there for Iball's overhangs. Oh, bad longbar timing too. This is maybe the first time I have seen Iball with a relatively burn-heavy board. Not really in danger here. Knight's gonna take advantage and now take the lead at 354 to 335. And Knight's clean, as is Iball. Small little slowdown does allow Knight to take the first kind of real lead for this match, though. Game number 3. None too soon for Knight, looking to try to get on the board. Oh no, Iball. Couple of misdrops there, maybe a little bit of lapse in concentration, I am not sure. But this is definitely a board of all time here for Iball. Will be fine, probably. Iball, very talented player. This is not quite a dangerous board yet, but these pieces are not helping. 390 to 430. Knight is also burning, so unfortunately, Knight's not going to be able to take as much advantage as maybe she could have. 434 to 395, so Iball here maybe... Wow, is out of the dig and still only down less than 2 Tetrises, so a little bit of a fortunate timing that Knight was not able to take advantage as much. Maybe some bad pieces for both players. Okay, we're in the middle of a drought now. Knight does get a bar, finally. 465, 425, Iball. Waiting on that. Long bar does also get it over. So both players handling the drought pretty well. Looks like Iball stacked in a slightly better position, but Knight does get everything squared away. Oh my gosh. Bad dad Tetris jokes. Knight forced to create a little bit of overhang here. Will love an L. Does get it, tucks it in perfect. And a long bar Tetris. 559 will be the transition to 19. Knight going in here and getting some good Tetrises here pretty early on in the 19 speeds. J tuck from Iball going in at 543, so about a 1.5 Tetris lead. Pace-wise, good bit set up there from Iball. Holding up for long bar, does get the long bar Tetris. 569, hey now. The unofficial hey now counter is at 4. And both players at level 20. 659 to 594. So Knight has maintained this lead. It has been about a 1.5 Tetris lead for, I don't know, maybe about 100 lines at this point. Kind of crazy. They both got into digs at roughly the same time. This board getting really high for Knight. Almost hung on that Spire there, but does manage to get everything moved over just in time and get a couple of Tetrises to go to 723. Now, Iball fighting the same thing here, but manages the board beautifully, gets a couple of Tetris to go to 708 and another one to go to 735, taking the lead as Knight has taken a couple more burns into level 23, 728 to 736. Iball is clean. Tetris has been playing slightly more efficient, level 19 here, but Knight has been doing very well. It is neck and neck here. Both players around 180 lines. There's a Tetris for Knight to go to 795. 795, 69% Tetris rate for Iball. Hey now counters at 5. Hey now. Another Tetris for Knight to go to 825, 827 for Iball. Iball with a T-Tech setup uses a good Z-piece to fill that in, and a Tetris to go to 857. We are well over halfway now to the level 129 kill screen speeds, and these players have been neck and neck, literally tied game there. Now only 140 point difference. Back and forth they go here. Knight a little bit ahead, about 8 lines in the future. So possibly a little bit of a pace lead here for Iball, who's at 925, 927. They continue to be neck and neck as we are approaching the kill screen speeds. These players having a great game so far. Max out number 1 for Knight. Iball looking for max out number 2. Or starting to climb. He's getting pieces over left. Gets the Tetris into 28. There's a max out now for Iball, who's still at 69% Tetris rate. Both these players are still within a Tetris of each other as we start to get right up on the precipice here of kill screen. Knight is the first one in, 1.086, 1.076. Iball about to Tetris in to go to 1.1. So that is a pace lead and a real-time lead here for Iball, as we can see what they can do here in the kill screen. 1.189 to 1.135. Oh no, Iball's board starting to climb. Needs a long bar now. Does not get it in time. We'll top out at 1.192. We have a chase down. You have 1 Tetris to go. Now just a couple of birds will do it. And Knight does get on the board. 1.202 to 1.192. What a game. Getting counted down here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Iball looking to take this one 3-1. Knight looking to bring it to a decider. Alright, our players both on the board here. 69,000 for Iball. Iball really has been contributing to the unofficial Hey Now counter. What would that be, like 7 now? 92,000, 91,000. Good morning, Winter. Knight pleased with that board. 139,000 now. 139,000, only 40 point difference. Exact same line count. Delay burn finally realized for Iball. I really liked that L, that upside down L delay burn. That was actually pretty cool. Or not delay burn, but just a burn in general. Always enjoying watching clever ways to deal with situations via like minimal amount of burns. There was a lot of that happening in the CTWC DAS this weekend, man. There were some crazy, like, clever ways to escape. I need to study. I want to go back and study that one. Like, not just watch it for fun, but actually watch it for trying to get better, especially as a DAS player. I can't pull off most of the stuff that these two players can do, as they are both rollers. Look at this Vitz set up here. Gonna go ahead and take the Tetris. Kill one of the Vitzes. Oh my gosh. Now that right side's just yeah, that is no longer an easy solve. Gonna have to just take the burns. Knight currently at 258. Oh, Iball's board also kind of messy. So maybe that sequence of pieces just was a little tricky in general. Both players still burning. Iball's clean now though, and Knight might set up for center well. Yes, Knight's gonna set up for center well. Does get it, 3 off the bottom, 307,000. Still maintaining that almost 2 Tetris lead. Both players have basically gotten into burns and gotten out of them at roughly the same rate, so the lead hasn't really changed much. Line 69, hey now for Heyo Knight. Unofficial hey now counter is at 8. And Iball is still burning. Good square though does get Iball Tetris ready. Oh, just chilling out here for a long bar, waiting for it. Does get it. 336 to 378. Complex tuck setup there for Knight. Has to create a long bar dependency on the left side. Gonna go ahead and get the bar over, but misdrops the square. See that crazy reaction from Knight. Whoopsies. Not a huge deal, but will maybe give Iball an opportunity here to catch up. And that Tetris does give Iball the lead. First lead change we've had in about 80 lines. 406,000 to 394. Knight looking to get a dirty. Oh my gosh. That was actually a pretty, I don't know, timely bar, we'll just say. Oh no, Knight gonna try to set up for, like, that misdrop, but could set up for a roof burn. Piece is not really working out in Knight's favor. Gonna have to just take the burn. So this will allow Iball to maybe take a little bit more of a lead. Currently at 475 to 422. So yes, that is a pretty strong lead here as Knight holding out for a column 6 Tetris here. Does get it. That was 3 off the bottom, so we'll call it dirty. Iball trying to stay clean here. Does get another bar for Tetris. 523. 15 lines to transition for both players. Knight trying to just get clean and maybe get to 500k before transition. Oh, a spin tuck, T-spin tuck there from Iball. That was beautifully done. Don't get to see many of those in most games. Still clean. 9 lines to transition. Holding out for long bar. Knight's board in a little bit of trouble here. Does get kind of cleaned away. Does get a dirty Tetris at, again, another center well. Row, so the column 6, 3 off the bottom. And is pretty much down to the bottom. 506,000 into level 20. Iball is at 650,000, so 150,000 point lead here in level 20. So definitely took advantage of that slowdown in the last 30 lines. 18 from Knight. But still plenty of Tetris to go. We've already seen this one go deep into kill screen. The Tetris for Iball. And both players are clean. Exactly what you want to see. Tetris for Knight to go to 573, 708, now 736 for Iball, who's been maintaining a 75% Tetris rate here in the 19 speeds. 600,000 for Knight. Both players at level 22. Big SZ versus Barrett. What's up, Barrett? Barrett always doing behind the scenes work for pretty much, I don't know, it feels like almost everything. I feel like Barrett's always doing something with the volunteer work. I don't know if maybe it's not volunteer work. Anyways, always helping out behind the scenes in tons of live events. I got to meet Barrett at CTWC, which you'll hear me say that a lot for a lot of people here. 887 for Iball, 784 for Knight. We are at level 25. Winter saying I have controller stuff getting here in a few. And I'm in waiting mode. Yes, waiting can suck when you want, especially in a new controller. That's exciting. $981, $849, level 25, now 26 finally for Iball. And another Tetris for Iball. Currently up almost 6 Tetrises in the lead. 1,861,000 for Knight. So down about 4-ish Tetrises or so. Pine's cutely saying, I like to do both watching for fun and to get better at the same time. Yeah, me too. But sometimes I'll go back and rewatch stuff after I've watched it, you know, for the first time. Just because I was like, oh my gosh, some of the stuff these players are doing. But yeah, agreed. Winter cheering on Knight. Snookanar noticing the Vits from earlier. .165. We are about to hit kill screen. Kill screen achieved for Knight at 986 and 1.2 for Iball. So really strong lead for Iball. Knight has long bar dependency. Column 3 does get a dirty Tetris. What was that? From Knight, good timing on the bar. 1.066 to 1.25, not 29 for Iball. Both these players handling these speeds very well. Oh no, Iball can't get anything left. Oh, does get the bar all the way left. Oh, but does not get the L. We'll hang at 1.3, so there's your chase down. Knight, you got to get to 1.302. 1.302 is your chase down target for Knight, currently at 1.104. Oh no, a couple of bad misdrops. Oh no, hangs the L. And Iball will survive what was a pretty incredible game number 4 and take the match 3-1. GG's to both our competitors. That was a very well fought match indeed. Iball just a little bit more efficient through the entirety of the match, but Knight fought back real well in games 3 and 4, so GG's to Knight as well. I'll go ahead and get this reported. I can find my STO scoreboard real quick.
A roller out of the United States with a PB of 11,966,000. He is a 3-time CTL champion. Welcome in, Pixel Andy. And on the right, a roller out of Kazakhstan with a PB of 5,523,000. It's Panic Portal. And we have the good luck bits from Peter in chat. Thank you very much for that. And here in the early going, both players kind of got into a little early situation, but are both out of it at this point. And give about a Tetris advantage in favor of Portal. So some good looking stacks to start here after that. While these players are plugging away at level 18 here, I'll take this time to remind you that down there in the lower right-hand corner, we have our Matcherino prize pool listed. Exclamation point Matcherino will give you a link where you can go ahead and check on the prize pool, donate if you'd like. I believe we probably have coupon codes left. I just can't tell because my browser's not working right. But yeah, go ahead, check that out. So we get the top 4 players, a bit of the prize pool. Yeah, that is 26 coupon codes remaining. Wow. Chat, we need to have a talk here. That's a lot of coupon codes. There's more people than that watching right now. All those coupon codes could be gone if you click on that link and claim your contribution code. 280 for Portal, 225 for Andy. Portal with the better efficiency so far. And honestly, if last week was any indication, he's gonna need it. Gonna get that Z spin in there as Andy is working through some traffic. Does get a spin as well, but a couple holes in the stack means that this drought is going to hurt. But some perfect burns there. Like, those holes on the left were like landmines. Andy didn't want any part of them. Did not want to step on them. So made sure that he burnt rows that didn't include them. That is a very hard thing to try to do. You'll get the bar over for the Tetris, but... Oh, Gilded Lizard not only dropping in 25 cents with the coupon code, but also the $10 direct contribution, getting us up to $56.25 here in the early stages of Season 30. That will stay open all through the playoffs. So, still many weeks for you to get something in. Peter says, cleanest pixel anti-stack. That's definitely got a little out of sorts, we'll say. Was Andy looking to just probably burn this down or maybe go one off the bottom left well here. But this is really cost him $4.73 out of Tetris to go to $4.95 for Portal, $3.48 for Andy. And just not really finding the right pieces to get out of things. Just having to make these little inefficiencies, such as that hole in column 7 that he's about to burn away. Whereas Portal has had to do significantly less of that. Portal with a bar over 4. The Tetris will hit the half max at 111 lines. Immediate misshift on the T, though. That's going to be annoying. And this is actually going to take some time to get out of now. So a little bit of runway for Andy to potentially pull some points back here. Portal's just having a hard time figuring out how to solve this at the moment. And it's just getting higher and higher. Level 19 is right around the corner. This is danger zone. And this isn't going to be cleared before level 19 starts, I can tell you that much. But here we go. Portal into level 19 at 537. What goes left? The bar goes left. And Portal will stay alive after a scary transition into level 19. He's got 545, 485 for Pixel Andy. As we're off and running on the 19 speeds. Some more Tetris coming down, and we got a Tugi spin here in Division 1. I got a Tugi spin in my match the other day, or today rather. It was fun. $680 for Portal, $568 for Andy. How's this guy sitting? The toes of his feet are facing towards the camera. Probably cross-legged or something. I find it amusing that he runs the cable between his big toe and his second toe. That would drive me up a wall. I have enough of a hard time having it against my leg. Tetris for Portal, 805. Andy, 686. So a pretty sizable lead for Portal here as we're halfway through the 19 speeds. At level 29, we will increase the speed again and play another 100 lines on that speed before we'll increase the speed again and players will find themselves unable to play at that speed. And we have Tyler in the house. Get those Tyler Ketchup packet redemptions ready. because I am sure he will fulfill each and every one of them. 969 for Portal, 852 for Andy. Level 27. And weathering a small drought there. There's a Tetris for both players. Portal's into 28 with that. Andy again going to be in a drought. That will end rather quickly. There's a Tetris. Max out for Panic Portal. Another Tetris to go into 29 at 1,085,000. And away we go. Oh, the hang from Portal. And there's going to be no way out of that. Andy, you're in a chase down. You need a 98. Andy not in the best of spots either, but is getting this down. All right, Andy is back to the bottom. We'll be going dirty here. Gets the dirty Tetris. 14,000 points to go.